Have you ever felt like being the good person is just a losing game? You know, you sacrifice your own peace for other people, and you get almost nothing in return? Well, today we're going to explore a really powerful shift in thinking, from being the person who gets broken to the person who endures. Let's dive in.
And that right there, that's the whole idea. You can't change the world around you, but you can absolutely change how you respond to it. And this isn't just some nice, hopeful thought. No, it's a strategic decision. It's about deciding to stop being a passive victim and starting to take control.
So let's start with this premise. Inside of you, right now, there are basically two versions of you at war. There's the one that society has conditioned you to be, the one who tries to please everyone, the one who breaks under pressure, and then there's the other one, the one who commands respect. The real question is, which one is running your life?
I mean, just look at the contrast here. It's night and day. Version 1 is stuck in this loop of needing approval from the outside, always explaining, apologizing, just hoping people will finally change. This drains your battery. But version 2, they operate from a place of internal control. They're silent and certain, because their validation comes from within. They conserve their energy because they know it's the most valuable thing they have.
Now I know what you might be thinking. That sounds pretty extreme, right? But Machiavelli was a strategist. He understood that fear in this context isn't about terror, it's about respect. It's about consequences. When people only love you, they often see your kindness as an infinite resource they can just take. But when they respect your boundaries, they understand your kindness is a choice you make, not an obligation you owe them. So let's be crystal clear about this. The kind of ruthlessness we're talking about has nothing to do with cruelty. It's a strategic correction. It means you stop rewarding bad behavior with your time and energy, and you start protecting your own peace. It's about building strength from the inside out, not about causing pain on the outside.
So how do we even begin this correction? Well, the very first shift is all about guarding your most precious resource, your energy.
Think of your energy like it's a currency. When you just give it away to everyone for free, it completely loses its value. It's a basic principle of human psychology. Scarcity creates value. By pouring all your energy into people who don't give anything back, you're basically signaling that your time and attention are cheap. And that's a weakness that others can and probably will exploit.
And here's the brutal logic behind why that is. Ungrateful people don't fear losing your kindness because you've taught them they never will. Your endless forgiveness makes you predictable. And when you're predictable, you become invisible. Power respects consequences, not just good intentions.
This right here is the first powerful affirmation you need to internalize. Your kindness is a privilege, not a right people are entitled to. When you finally set limits, you're not being unkind, you're actually teaching people that your respect is something that must be earned.
Okay, so you're guarding your energy. What's next? The next step is to completely reframe your past struggles and any future ones. This is all about transforming pain from a wound into a weapon.
You know, the difference between people who are broken and people who are powerful isn't how much pain they've felt, it's what they do with it. The weak just drown in it, asking, why me? But a ruthless mind asks different questions. It asks, what is this teaching me about control? Where was I weak? And how can I use this experience to make myself stronger?
Every crisis is an opportunity to gather intelligence. Pain is just information. A betrayal reveals a flawed alliance. Rejection can highlight where your self-worth might have been misplaced. See? It's not punishment. It's a strategic debriefing for your next move.
You've got to internalize this one too. Every hardship is fuel. When you stop being afraid of pain, people can no longer use the threat of pain to control you. And this makes you unpredictable. And in the game of power, the unpredictable player always has the advantage.
So, we've reframed our energy and our pain. Now for the third shift, it's time to build the practical armor that protects it all. And this armor is all about detachment.
We build this armor in 3 very clear steps. First, you have to kill the need to be understood. Powerful people act. They don't ask for permission or approval. Second, detach instead of begging for attention or respect. The person who is always chasing is always in the weaker position. And third, build your boundaries. Remember, these aren't walls of cruelty, they are lines of clarity that tell people exactly how they can engage with you.
Think of these as your new strategic tools. Silence creates a vacuum, and it forces other people to reveal their own intentions.
Absence creates scarcity, which makes your presence that much more valuable. And your clear boundaries? They command respect by demonstrating that you value yourself. These aren't passive moves. They are active, offensive strategies that secure your position without ever having to start a fight.
What Machiavelli's pointing out here is actually quite simple. True wisdom starts with self-governance. If you can't advise or protect yourself by setting and enforcing your own boundaries, you're basically leaving your front door wide open for others to come in and rule you. Your security is your responsibility, and yours alone.
All right, now for our fourth shift. This is where we really start to sharpen these tools. We're going to elevate silence from just a defense to a full-on weapon. And we're going to completely redefine our approach to loyalty.
We live in a world that is completely addicted to noise, right? Everyone is talking all the time, usually to get some kind of validation. They're giving away information like it's free. So when you stay silent, you become a mirror. Other people project their own insecurities and their own plans onto you, revealing their strategy while yours remains a complete mystery.
Now, this is a really critical distinction to make. Loyalty that's based purely on emotion, that can be a total trap. Strategic loyalty, on the other hand, is an asset. Your ultimate allegiance should be to your purpose, your mission. This means you align yourself with people who help you advance that purpose. And when that alignment ends, the alliance has to be reevaluated. Your mission is the constant. The people around you are the variables.
So where does all of this lead? What's the final form of this whole transformation? The goal is to reach a state of complete inner sovereignty. It's about becoming untouchable.
And this is the end game. Being untouchable doesn't mean you're invincible or that you can't be hurt. It means you are self-sufficient. Your self-worth is no longer up for debate. Your inner peace isn't dependent on what other people do or say. You become this self-contained system, generating your own validation, your own power. And the chaos of the outside world, well, it just can't find a way in.
And this quote just wraps the entire philosophy up perfectly, doesn't it? True power and true freedom don't come from controlling other people. They come from mastering yourself. When you are no longer a slave to your emotions or to the opinions of others, that is when you are truly free.
So, you have the blueprint. Guard your energy. Turn your pain into power. Build your armor. Master your inner world. The world is going to test you. That is a certainty. The only question left is how are you going to respond? Are you going to be the person who breaks or the person who commands?